In this video, we're going to be exploring a little bit of the darker side of citizen journalism. We're going to be looking at how it can be used as a weapon of war and some of the ugly things that come from citizen journalism. Hello, and welcome to Citizen Journalism Explored, this series that investigates the application and consumption of responsible citizen journalism. The feature of giving everyday, ordinary public citizens a voice can either build up democracy or destroy it. Citizen journalists don't go through ethical training. Many show little desire to follow commonly accepted practices of the mainstream media. We're going to explore some of the ways that people use citizen journalism to promote a division in society. First off, there's a couple key terms that we need to look at and understand before diving into the rest of the content in this video. First term we need to understand is misinformation. So what is misinformation? Misinformation is false or misleading information, which is unintentionally presented as fact without the intent to cause harm or manipulate. As a contrast to that, we need to understand what disinformation is. Disinformation is the incorrect or misleading information created intentionally to cause harm, to manipulate narratives or propaganda. So, on the one hand, we have misinformation, which is unintentionally misleading information. And on the other hand, we have disinformation, which is intentionally misleading information. We have to understand that everyone has biases. So, oftentimes, material is presented to support those biases. That's where motivated reasoning comes into effect. This is the tendency to find arguments in favor of the conclusions that we already believe in, rather than those supporting the ones that we do not want to believe in. So, in recent years, we've heard the term fake news being thrown around quite often. Citizen journalists can also create fake news. These are the false stories that appear to be news, spread on the internet or other media, which is usually created to influence political news or as a joke, as we see often with memes. Some people might understand the joke and understand the point that the author is trying to get across, where others may not be as informed and may take it at face value and think of it as fact. If it is done intentionally, there are two main reasons why people would spread fake news. One is for financial reasons, and the other is for political or ideological reasons. So there's a term called enraged citizen journalism, which I'd like to dive into. We need to be cognizant of our feelings while we're trying to consume content. Quite often, enraged citizen journalism is aimed at trying to ignite an angry response from its viewers. Enraged citizen journalism can often appeal to those who thrive off of conflict. Oftentimes, this type of content is aimed at taking the legal rights away from others. Therefore, citizen journalists exhibit little concern for ethical norms or even the truth. In his 2014 paper, Ghazi warns against using the term citizen journalism for this information. He writes that the term citizen often equals civic responsibility, and this should not be tied to those spreading messages of racism, new fascism, terrorism, or hate. It is not a good thing that those spreading messages of positive change are using the exact same technologies as rebel thugs, soldiers, torturers with violent intentions. Some capture horrific acts of torture and punishment on video and distribute that with the intention to intimidate and inflict fear in others. Such things have happened in the Syrian conflict, which started in 2011. The Syrian conflict is often referred to as the first YouTube war because a lot of the rebel thugs are using YouTube to distribute a lot of their content. Some who may call themselves citizen journalists to distinguish themselves from the mainstream media. They may have more propagandistic goals of encouraging physical violence or hate, promoting conspiracy theories, racism, misogynistic content. They may be anti-immigration or promote race-based nationalism or white supremacy. Oftentimes, they release unsavory or unverified content and see themselves as vigilantes. Many enraged citizen journalists not only report, but also create the news. Where citizen journalism is generally considered to be unpaid, unsavory characters often gain big profits or power. often create big image or brand to do so. They try to stand out and become more than just an average Joe. Some of the more famous characters which have produced such content, either in the past or currently, would be Matt Drudge, Andrew Breitbart, or Alex Jones. Oftentimes, they'll use tactics of deceit with either secret cameras or disguises, which are generally considered unethical. These characters may also try to take down professional media organizations, and it is not uncommon to see that they may have connections to the powerful few. They may see themselves as half journalist, half entertainer. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this series. Through this series, I hope you're better able to understand the concept of citizen journalism. I hope this series has enabled you to understand the responsible application and consumption of citizen journalism. I hope to see you producing responsible content out there. Please like and subscribe. If you know anybody that would enjoy this content, please share this with them. Check out the notes for some more useful content. All right. See you later.